It's going to be challenging और डेफिनेटली लास्ट सीरीज़ हमारे हिसाब से नहीं गया बट ये सीरीज़ everyone is in good mind space and we are definitely looking forward to have an intense games and great mindset is involved within each other the group so हम लोग जितना काम रहेंगे प्रेशर सिचुएशन में इट्स गोइंग टू बी बेनिफिशियल फॉर अस देखिए अभी हर एक इंडिविजुअल जो जो टीम में खेल रहे हैं सबने परफॉर्मेंस किया है ऐसा नहीं कि एक अकेले इंडिविजुअल ने किया है बट हर एक को अपॉर्चुनिटी और एक तरीके का सिक्योरिटी हमें बिल्ड करना है ताकि हर एक इंडिविजुअल में कॉन्फिडेंस रहे गोइंग फॉरवर्ड इनटू द टूर्नामेंट्स एंड जो जो लोगों ने पिछला वर्ल्ड कप जीता है डेफिनेटली उनको एक तरीके का आइडिया भी है कि कैसा खेले T20 और कंटिन्यूसली वो फॉर्मेट के एक तरीके के मेन पिलर्स रहे हैं तो फिर बैक करना बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है इट वॉजंट एम्बैरसिंग बट इट वॉज depressing for us because we definitely didn't expect Ireland to play that well. They outplayed us in every department. They had brilliant ideas about the dimensions of the ground, and we fell short in terms of analyzing and planning the ground and the dimensions and how the wicket would be playing. So kudos to them, credit to them. But we learned a lot from that series. This is completely a new chapter for us coming in here. We have played, couple of us have played in England before and we know the conditions, we know the ideas, we know the dimensions over here. So looking forward for an intense and challenging series this one.
So there's shortcomings.
I mean, as I mentioned earlier, a couple of us, we have played in England before. We know how the wickets are. Usually we see it on TV as well. Belfast, we played after so many years. It's not a reason, but I'm just saying that turning up over there and then getting acclimatized to the wicket, to the conditions, we fell a bit short in terms of reading the outfield and getting accustomed to the conditions over there. I feel it's completely different because the Belfast ground definitely wasn't a stadium. The outfield, there was a bit slow and it wasn't even. And the dimensions also a bit squarish. So like cutting the singles, cutting the doubles, especially when you're fielding in the outfield, the angles. Also as a captain, it was like for me setting the field, it felt a bit outlandish because we are not used to it. We were playing in the IPL, all the grounds were, perfectly even from every direction. So that was a bit challenging. And over here also, I mean the dimensions are pretty much similar, but the ground is flat and you feel the vibe, you feel the stadium vibe, the crowd would be intense as well. We've played in such conditions, such situations before. So, yes, building it.
There's a little bit of disbelief. Look, it's also very hard to be overcritical of guys who've just won a World Cup. We've been outdone or outsmarted by a team who just did the basics very well. So, firstly, credit to Ireland. And secondly, the learnings for us in terms of being able to adapt to different conditions. I think that's probably the biggest takeaway from this. It's one thing I think the guys really know how to play in India. And this is a good lesson in the fact that we're going to have to adapt and play slightly differently when we go to different countries and play against different teams. I think it was a big factor. I think that was essentially what was our undoing. It's things we spoke about before, but we just didn't address it well enough out in the middle. I think a big thing was the wind. Again, absolutely no excuses, but when presented with a different challenge, we have to find solutions of playing in a different manner and a better manner. And like I said, I thought Ireland did that very well. With the ball, they never let us hit straight. Over the two matches, I think we hit 2 straight sixes. They were both with a spinner. And they just did the basics really well, and we couldn't combat that. We're probably too used to a sort of a tempo style where you can hit sixes more freely. And like I said, I think this will be the case when we go to England as well. Maybe slightly quicker wickets, maybe slightly less wind, but we're going to have to adapt and be a lot smarter about how we play cricket if we're going to get wins there as well. Yeah, that was the central focus of our discussion, particularly for the second game. Actually, I thought we adjusted really well as a bowling unit today. I thought we bowled a lot smarter, and that probably reflected in the score that they got on the board today. But again, with the ball, they were fantastic. I don't think there was one ball pitched up from their seamers and their spinners. And again, it was reflected in the economy rates. I think 4 of their bowlers went for under 7 and over. And again, we need to learn from that. We need to adapt quicker. It is something we spoke about, but again, without being overcritical, we want the boys to make those adjustments a lot quicker. Look, I think it's been a strong part of the team's identity over the last 2 years, or even going back 3 or 4 years, that we really try to dominate the power play. It's easy to say sit around. If you never swing, you're never going to hit a 6. So we want to get that balance right. I thought on Friday, Abby broke the game open by getting us out of the power play. But obviously, when you lose 2 wickets without any score on the board and you fall down in the power play, it does put a lot of pressure on the middle order. But I'd certainly be cautious about saying, let's be very careful up front. That's not the way we want to play. We just want to take better options and give ourselves a better chance of dominating the power play, I'd say. Without being disrespectful, no. You mark guys player to player, and what the Indian players have achieved in their careers, double World Cup winners. There's a couple of guys sitting there won 2 World Cups on the bounce. There's guys who've played hundreds of IPL games. And I think that sort of just underlines what an achievement it is. And, I wouldn't even say we had 2 bad days. I thought the Irish were fantastic over both days. Again, not a razzmatazz 240, 250 type of cricket, but smart enough to navigate their ways to 2 good scores. I mean, we won both tosses as well.
Congratulations, Shreyas, for being appointed as the captain. It's an honor to be in that position to lead your country, and I'm sure you're going to do it really well, not only on the field but off the field as well.
I just want to say, let's try and build a solid culture going forward. It's my first opportunity as a captain for the Indian team, and definitely an honor and privilege, as Kautiva mentioned. It's a great respect as well to be leading the country. So going forward, I just want to build a culture where all of us are protecting, supporting each other through thick and thin. And more importantly, when we are out here playing the match, have fun as much as possible. It's a great opportunity, and this is a family. Let's play like lions and approach the game, each and every game, like we are going to go and win it and play to the best of our abilities. That's it, nothing more. But have an atmosphere where we are uplifting each other and enjoying each other's success.